Cosby! Oh! Goddamn! Welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. My name is Apoplectic Tom. I am a fantasy sports addict. This is a RageCast. This is the first RageCast I will do. We're all a little pissed off right now. And if you don't like anger and yelling and swearing, just tune the fuck out now. So, there will be also very terrible things discussed. The things that have enraged us, so I feel like I have to be the voice of the people here. But first, I have to wet my whistle. Then I have to prepare my set decoration, which is, in fact, the anger light, which is remote controlled. Okay, now I'm properly angry. Here we go. Because we're all so angry right now about our various fantasy teams and sporting-related outcomes, I present to you RageCast number 1. Let's start off with the news. Today, I watched literally what seemed to be a true life episode of Seinfeld. I don't know if any of you have watched Seinfeld. Some of those of us who are older on this channel know the Seinfeld series. Kathy Griffin melting down crying. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Kathy Griffin, your shameful crying and terrible performance and everything I've ever seen you do. Just shut the hell up. Get fucked. Please. Like, I don't want to hear about your bag of dick jokes that you go rolling into town to town with. Because you're funny. No. If I held up any president, I don't care who it is, Abe Lincoln, Barack Obama, George Washington, Richard Nixon, if I'm holding up a decapitated president's head, I'm making a statement. If the Secret Service didn't show up at my house, I would be shocked. In fact, I'd be sitting there like, Newman, who's your biggest fan from Seinfeld? I'd be sitting there, what took you so long? Because really, there's art, there's statements, First Amendment, have all the fun you want. But sometimes there's consequences. Moving on. And again, she's terrible. I think we can all agree. That was like a true-to-life Seinfeld episode. Kramer was right when he said, you gotta shut up! Shut the hell up, Kathy Griffin. Okay. Moving on to the world of sports. I don't know what you're doing in baseball right now, fantasy baseball. I'm about to goddamn blow my brains out. If it's not injuries, it's suspensions. If it's not suspensions, it's worse injuries. It's nagging injuries. It's concussions. It's day-to-day. It's I got plunked on the hand. It's I broke my thumb. It's whatever. It's just constantly go, I was riding my dirt bike. Every team. This is by far the worst fantasy baseball season I've had in years. And I think a lot of you are experiencing this thing, the same thing I am. It's absurd. I mean, we all are just inundated with injuries. Just injuries, to quote Ryan, right? Well, we're getting sick of it. And I'm trying to compensate. I've got so many DL players and everything. Now I'm starting to do what I do to myself every year. And I'm pissed off. This is what I'm pissed off about myself for. I'm starting to hoard. I'm hoarding maybe he'll be back from the DL soon. Oh, Tom Murphy or Wilson Rom. The fuck am I doing with dead weight? Prospects that we have to wait for the Super 2 for. I do this to myself every year right about this time. I hope he gets the call in a few weeks. And I start to drop in the standings. I can't even get up in the standings. What am I doing hoarding now? But I do it every year. Dumb shit. Right? And speaking of fucking prospects, I am just livid about Super 2. Stop with Super 2. Can we just get the fuck rid of that in Major League Baseball? I don't want it. Nobody wants it. The fans don't want it. It's not good for anybody. Get rid of it. Because I want my prospects. I want them to play when they're ready to play. And while we're talking about prospects, one more thing I'll get a little pissed off about, because it's about this time of year, speaking of the hoarding, they start hyping prospects. Maybe they're going to get called up in a few weeks in Super 2. And don't tell me about the most obvious shit in the world. Yoan Moncada getting called up isn't news. Do you know why? Somebody already owns him somewhere. I don't care if you're an 8-team league. Somebody probably owns Yoan Moncada. That's not news. You're not telling me anything. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Oh, prospects you should be looking for. They're all owned. And then, you go to like talk to somebody about it. You go tweet them. Well, we're talking about normal leagues. So am I. Any goddamn decent league that you want to be in, all these like, well, make sure you have Yoan Moncada. Tell me something I didn't know last fall, you shitbag. Like, so news. Now, here's the thing. Taking a breather here. I will do a prospects video coming up. I want to talk about prospects that may be called up for Super 2. But it's not like shit, I'm not telling you nothing you don't know. We want to talk about, like, what's really going to help us. Is anything really going to help us? We'll talk about it. We already know. And, like, I'm not talking about Yoan Moncada. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Give me a fucking break. So no more Super 2. No more prospect news that's not news. Get out of here. Another thing I think needs to get the fuck out of here is the NBA. The NBA and the NBA Finals right now, I'm like bored to tears. I've already told you about it over and over, but this entire season was just a waste of my fucking time. It was a waste of everyone's time. Like, we all know Warriors, Cavaliers. We all expected it. We all knew it was like, there's a few teams. Like, no, there wasn't. It was always going to be this. It was going to be the three-peat matchup kind of thing. The third time's a charm for somebody. Whatever. It's the rubber match between the Warriors and the Cavaliers. The first game of the series last night was a complete waste of my time also. I thought, Warriors, Cavaliers, it's so great. What a matchup. We're waiting all year for that. Like, we should have had 82 games of that. Wow, what a season. No, my God. Like, if this is how bad it's going to be, 20-some point blowouts and shit like this, just let it be a sweep, and I'm sick of it. Like, just put it to bed. The NBA and their storylines that are non-storylines, like, now, is LeBron going to be the greatest of all? Who cares? Why are we comparing? Why do we have to compare? I don't feel like there's any other sport where we have to compare so desperately. Like, well, but MJ and LeBron and Kobe and just, they're different players. Why are we even comparing? Like the greatest, in baseball, like, who's the greatest player of all time? As baseball fans, I think every one of us could come up with a different answer. And we'd all be like, well, yeah, you make a good case. Because there's so many different aspects that you can quantify best ever. Like, I think there's a common consensus, like a couple of names. But generally, like, well, we don't, yeah, all right, yeah. But it's like, LeBron. And why is basketball so contentious? Shaq and Barkley with their little feud. I'm sick of the feuds and the talking and the tweeting. Like, the sport's not fun to watch. The carrying on is not fun to watch. None of this is entertaining to me. Like, what am I supposed to be paying attention to? Like, Charles Barkley didn't win any rings. Shaq's like, ring. You played in different ends of the spectrum, the Jordan era. Like, you can't even compare it. I don't even know what you're talking about. Shut up. My ring. And now we get more. This is even more hilarious. It's even more ridiculous. Big Baby Davis. We got Big Baby Davis and Austin Rivers, two fucking shut the fuck ups. Talking to each other. It's like, well, we got a feud, and your daddy gave you your money, and now, you showed up fat and late. And why? What the fuck? What am I watching? 20-point blowouts, pointless seasons, teams in the tank. Like, there's nothing to watch. It's mad. Like, I used to love watching basketball. I have no reason to watch anymore. I'm more excited about football. And I honestly, I can't wait for the football season to get here. One more basketball related thing. The LeVar and like Lonzo Ball situation. I don't know how in the world LeVar got so much media platform, but this is ridiculous. $500,000 shoes. Look, I have no problem with the market setting its own values, but I honestly hope, as a person who buys fairly okay athletic shoes, I buy some nice Nikes. Not ridiculous, but I'll get a nice pair of Nikes. If this sets a new trend, this is what I'm worried about. Your fucking inflated egos are going to ruin the pricing for everyone. It's going to set a new standard. A pair of Nikes is going to be $500. What are you goddamn doing to me? All because your son's that good? Shut up. You're going to kill it for everybody. We want to wear shoes. What am I going to wear? Fucking Birkenstocks? Jesus. So the balls, look, Lonzo, probably going to be a really good player. LeVar, really, really, really annoying. And the shoes, they look ugly. I told you I was really excited about football. I'm going to cool down on this note. I do have a football mock draft coming up. I'm very excited about. I will do a little stream for it, and I hope you will join us. We still have like 2-3 spots open in a few of our FSAA football leagues. We'll get those going. I just want to I want to get these football leagues going. It's time to start doing some mocks and some drafts. I mean, I haven't even done a real draft yet. So let's get after it. I mean, enough of this like watching basketball that's pointless. And like I'm already done playing fantasy baseball, it seems like. So I'm really like on to the next. Speaking of on to the next. This internet situation I've been stuck in is driving me fucking berserk. I don't even know if this is going to stream properly. I can't even get a decent. I'm like, I got to like put together like, coat hangers and tinfoil like it's an old television set. Like, can I get some internet? And I'm fucking 5 feet from the fucking thing, Like, what's the point of Wi-Fi if it doesn't go anywhere? But enough of that, man. I mean, that's enough. Like, fuck. I dwell on this shit. Here we go. Oh, wait. See, we need like cool, relaxing baby blue. Yes, there we go. We'll tone. Yeah, there we go. Don't you feel cool now? I feel a lot better. I got that rage out. I hope it was cathartic, I can tell you. Every day, I was feeling real shitty. Real down in the dumps, man. But, fucking A. Okay. Probably going to do a few more RageCasts along the way. So this is just a new series. Let me know what you think. If I'm totally out of my mind, leave a comment. And thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel. My name's Tom, Fantasy Sports Addict. I am an apoplectic, but slightly relieved Fantasy Sports Addict. Thank you. Fantasy gods, please grant me the serenity to set my ideal lineups, courage to add drop aggressively, wisdom, as always, make good trades. Amen. Now I got to wait 3 days to watch some more NBA finals that is really boring. Not feeling it. Not fucking feeling it. But you guys have yourself a nice weekend. We'll talk prospects. We're going to do a football draft. Woo-hoo-hoo! Wait. See, this is the color. There we go. Money. Yeah, see, now I got that golden glow. Yeah.